Careful. Oh, look out here.
Bro, y'all seeing this? That support beam was fighting for its life before this whole thing fell. This was the Hongqi Super Bridge in Sichuan province, spanning 750 meters. Hongqi literally means red flag, so I don't know if they really understand the meaning there. Like, this is a whole red flag. But yeah, I mean, honestly, the official reason they say of the collapse was because of a mudslide or a landslide. Therefore, you cannot call this a tofu drag construction. Wrong. That's exactly why it's called a tofu drag construction. They're using poorly built material. Any properly constructed bridge should be able to withstand the conditions of its surrounding area, which tells me they didn't do a geological survey off the site and half-heartedly built this up, and so months later, after cars started running over the bridge, it was toppled by a landslide. Now, the bridge had only been allowing cars starting in January this year, so it's been literally less than a year since it was built. And so this whole bridge was operational for less than a year, and the fact that we're supposed to believe that Chinese construction and infrastructure is of quality, if there was even a single cent of care that was given on producing something that's going to withstand the test of time, they would have done a better job. But of course, you know, people weren't hurt. I'm glad that people were evacuated. People found that there were cracks on the bridge the day prior, and eventually, you know, they shut the bridge down. But overall, this is the state of Chinese construction. And I love the meme. Fixed it. Yeah, China's so ahead, you just put some LED lights on it. Infrastructure. Or this one, Roman bridge lasting thousands of years, Chinese bridge less than a year. Now, it's like, you know, give me a break, right? I just made some other videos, and today you're gonna give me more ammo. These CCP folks love to deliver me the best ammunition to play with. Exposing Chinese tofu drag. Now, you wonder why safety is such a big issue when it comes to infrastructure in China. Simply because they don't care. This bridge is the epitome of Chinese construction mindset. Speed, cut your corners, and then finish as fast as possible so that, of course, you can go around and parade your victory to the rest of the world. You can rebuild this bridge, of course, but that's not going to prevent the next one from collapsing. And the thing is, the CCP punishes people for exposing the flaws or simply trying to find the truth. This video here shows the creator visiting 3 former investigative reporters in China. And these 3 investigative journalists had to quit their jobs because the CCP protects those who are in positions to benefit the party. But unique to these 3 cases, because they were also causing stability and trust issues for the CCP from the people. One of them investigated the poisonous milk formula scandal. The other one investigated the 2008 earthquake tofu drag situation in Wenchuan. And the last one was a conscious, newspaper editor for a very decent newspaper in China. Now they're forced to become insurance salesmen, liquor salesmen, and agricultural product salesmen. Now, if you can't even afford to let people address the fundamental issues, and I mean, these ones were honestly major failures in part of the country, in modern China, that, you know, the idea that even smaller issues will probably get skipped over or get brushed aside even more. And if we're talking about the issues themselves, the poisonous milk formula, that was sending shockwaves through China. The 2008 Wenchuan earthquake, that's literally the first major tofu drag construction issue that had surfaced. These were unprecedented events in modern-day China, and yet they chose to silence those who want to find the truth. So yet, investigative journalism isn't really a thing in China. Citizen and internet sleuths trying to find evidence to suggest that something fishy has been going on. Of course, that is real. But a real so-called traditional investigative journalist, yeah, that doesn't exist. So you get this kind of video. literally tofu direct pipe bursts. Or as they like to say, the first free boba milk tea from underground. Now this car struts completely broke off, hitting a metal barrier, and a domestic car company can do whatever it wants, not have quality control, but as long as it appears like it is doing it for the benefit of the export goals, well, then you're allowed to make cars. How about this one? A needle syringe, domestic made, it splits at the tip. Same thing here, a rubber medical tubing has a hole in it. Here, a submission from the internet. On November 5th, a large-scale collapse occurred in the underground parking garage of Rongsheng City residential complex. This was in Hebei province. Now, the scene shows that there's multiple areas of the garage floor that had cracked. You see irregular bulges, parts of the walls seriously collapsed, and you see holes. And the load-bearing columns, by the way, this is in the underground space, right? This is where the foundation is laid. You also see varying degrees of breakage.
你看哇，为啥就刷边上别裂别的，这一看都别裂了，看见吗？快走啊！我怕跌下来砸死。
And this one here is in the northern part of the country. And it happened on November 2nd. The Housing and Urban Rural Development Bureau of Danyang City in Jiangsu Province issued a notice stating that uneven settlement occurred in these buildings, causing partial cracking of the walls. Now, currently, all the residents have been evacuated, so nobody has been hurt by this. But in China, these are not century-old buildings. These are literally a few decades old. Romans can keep a bridge up for thousands of years. So did ancient Chinese people. But apparently in modern day construction, they don't last for longer than 50. And something is extremely wrong. Thanks so much for watching this episode. It's honestly bizarre to me that we even get to make these kind of videos. I hope that this gets addressed, which we obviously know it's not going to be. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Did you find this whole thing bizarre? And like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.